Hello, my name is Ken Wright. In this presentation we're going to be talking about the mysterious and wonderful constants that make life possible. Scientists have discovered and measured very precise numbers which define and underlie all of the physics of our universe and its laws. These numbers are not derived from any theory or formula that we know of. No one knows where these numbers come from. But they are considered to be the fundamental constants that define our universe. This is just one screenful. Some of them you probably well know. For example, the speed of light in a vacuum, electric force, Avogadro's constant, the mass of the proton, the charge of the electron. And look at the numbers. Look at the numbers of decimal places that these have been worked out for. And as our technology of measurement gets better and better, these numbers become more and more refined and more accurate. Take, for example, electric force. 16 decimal places. And what does that 10 with a little 9 in the upper right corner mean? Well, it means 10 multiplied by itself 9 times. Or 1 with 9 zeros. Or 1 billion. Well, these numbers on this particular screen all carry units of measure. And of course, if the units of measure were different, then the numbers would change. For example, speed of light in a vacuum in this particular number is measured in meters per second. But if we measured in miles per hour, we'd get a totally different number. But there are some pure numbers out there that are just numbers. They carry no units of measure, and they don't change regardless of which formula or system they pop up in. For example, the fine structure constant, designated by the Greek letter alpha. This number pops up in a number of places. Alpha equals the square of the elementary charge to the Planck charge. It's the ratio of the speed of an electron to the speed of light. It's the strength of the interaction between electrons and photons. And alpha quantifies how electrons bind with atoms and molecules. And if we take the reciprocal of alpha, that's alpha divided into 1, we get the number 137, which is a prime number. 137 is required to know how specific wavelengths of light interact with atoms. It's required to know how electromagnetic forces hold atoms together. And 137 is one of the core factors determining the size of atoms and hence the structure of the universe. Is this just a coincidence? Richard Feynman, one of the great theoretical physicists of the prior century and a Nobel Prize winner, had this to say: "It's one of the greatest mysteries of physics, a magic number that comes to us with no understanding by man. You might say the hand of God wrote that number." John D. Barrow, cosmologist, mathematician, theoretical physicist at the University of Cambridge, wrote a book called The Constants of Nature, the numbers that encode the deepest secrets of the universe. In the book he wrote, while we measure these constants to ever greater precision, we cannot explain their values. The reason for their values remains a deeply hidden secret. Well, not only are the individual values a deeply hidden secret, but their relationship to each other is a complete mystery. These two excellent scientists also at the University of Cambridge, wrote a book called Cosmic Coincidences, in which they write, if we modify the value of one of the fundamental constants, something invariably goes wrong. When we adjust a second constant in an attempt to fix the problems, the result generally is to create 3 new problems. Well, it's like a jigsaw puzzle, each piece being one of the numbers that form the constants of our beautiful universe. Clearly, you can't just change one piece of a jigsaw puzzle without impacting all the other surrounding pieces, and hence disturbing the whole picture. Michael S. Turner, chairman of astrophysics at the University of Chicago, wrote that the precision is as if one could throw a dart across the entire universe and hit a bullseye 1 millimeter in diameter on the other side. Well, that indeed is precision. Steven Weinberg, high-energy physicist and Nobel Prize winner. If the balance of energy in the universe were different by 1 part out of 10 to the 20th power parts, that's 10 multiplied by itself 20 times, there would be no life anywhere in our universe. Well, 10 to the 20th power pieces of paper would be 100 million billion sheets and would reach more than 70 miles high if stacked up. And what Weinberg is saying is that the balance of energy in the universe is so precise that it would be like pulling just 1 sheet out of this stack and having the whole thing crumble to the earth. Well, these are the numbers, along with all of the other numbers we could have mentioned, that make life possible in our beautiful and wonderful universe. I ask, is this just coincidence? Our wonderful universe gives all the appearance of design. And design implies a designer.